Today is a very, very beautiful day. In Calcutta, the Navaratri celebration, the Durga Puja celebrations has already started. Today is what is called as Mahalaya over there. And if you happen to be in Calcutta right now, you'll probably be listening to Mahalaya chantings happening in every lane, in every road. People have woken up fervently and they're looking forward to experiencing the Divine Mother in the next 9 days. Well, as you know, this is also the time when the female power is worshipped, and we understand how powerful it is, how important it is to destroy the demons in the world outside and in the world inside. A poor woodcutter would go to a jungle, cut some woods, sell those woods in the market, and barely earn enough for his survival. He would always see a mad-looking man sitting in the jungle, looking at him with curious eyes. One of those days, the woodcutter approached that madman and said, "Why do you look at me with such curious eyes every time you see me?" The madman with sharp eyes looked at this woodcutter and said, "Because you are an idiot." And the woodcutter did not like the insult. The woodcutter looked at him with furious eyes, and that madman again said, "You are an idiot." Out of spite, the woodcutter asked, "But why do you think I'm an idiot?" He said, "Because you are cutting wood over here. If you had gone in a little more, you will find some copper mines. And as you collect the ore from the copper mine, you will get enough money to last you for at least 7 days. I see you coming here every day, cutting every day, working hard every day, and yet you are living as a poor man's life. So if only you go in a little deeper." The woodcutter said, "But I'm scared of losing the woods. I'm scared I will lose what I have. Are you saying I should still go inside?" The madman looked at him and said, "You are an idiot. If you are scared of losing woods, but you are ready to lose copper, what I'm saying is right, isn't it? That you are an idiot." The woodcutter gathered a little courage, went a little inside, and to his delight, indeed, there was a copper mine. He collected as much copper ore as he could, came outside, thanked that madman profusely, went to his home, sold that copper ore, and for 7 days he could relax. After 7 days, he came back, went to the copper mine, collected as much ore as he could, and as he's leaving again, he looked at that madman with a smile. The madman still looked at him with those penetrating eyes and said, "You are an idiot." Says, "Now what?" Says, "If only you go a little deeper, you will find silver mines." The woodcutter said the same thing, "But I'm scared. What if I lose the copper mine? I already know I have enough for 7 days, right? I should leave this and go inside." The madman only said, "You are an idiot." Scratching his head, the woodcutter went home, came back next time, and this time he had spoken to his wife, and the wife had said, "Don't be afraid, go inside." Went inside, and indeed, silver. And from silver he could collect, he knew he will be able to survive at least for a month. On his way back, he met that madman, fell down on his feet and said, "What can I give to you, for you are guiding me so well?" The madman did not even reply. The woodcutter went, came after a month, and you know how the story goes. Again, the madman looked at him and said, "You are an idiot. Now what? You have stopped at the silver mine. Go a little further. But I'm scared of losing what I have. That's why I'm saying you are an idiot." Went inside, saw the gold mine, got excited beyond belief because he knew that now what he's going to collect will last him at least for a year. Came back, fell at the feet of that madman and said, "I have to give you something. I have to give you something. Tell me, what can I give to you?" Madman remained unmoved, not even answered. After a year, the man came back. He's again poor. And the madman looked at him and said, "You are an idiot. Go deeper and you will find diamonds." The woodcutter is about to say, "But I am scared. What if I lose the woods, the copper, the silver, the gold that I already have?" And the madman looked at his face, saw the confusion and said, "See, I knew you are an idiot." The man ventured inside, found the diamond mines. Now he has enough wealth to last him for a lifetime. Came inside full of gratitude and told that old man, "You pushed me every time, but you are not taking anything from me. Can you please tell me what is it that I can give to you?" The madman replied, "You are an idiot." This woodcutter could not take this anymore and said, "What the hell? Now I have enough money for my life, and you're still saying you are an idiot?" He says, "Yeah, because all of this will not give you peace. For that, you have to travel within. You see, I have been refusing your copper, your silver, your gold, your diamond, because I have also traveled within and found true treasures of peace. You can go as deep into the jungle, and remember, in the jungle, you will always be scared that somebody will come and hunt you. But you go deep within, nobody is going to come and hurt you. Nobody is going to come and hunt you. Nobody is wanting to make you their prey. You find the true treasures of the divine inside you. You find peace. You feel one with life. The woodcutter looked at him and said, "I am thinking of going deep within, but I'm scared. What if I lose all this?" And the old man looked at him, said, "You are an idiot," and just closed his eyes. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of going within. Don't be afraid of going deeper inside the jungle. And all this is possible when you drop the fear of losing what you have. You actually expand into life. You actually explore life. When you drop the fear of losing what you have. Many of us live life happy with the wood that we are collecting. Some of us find copper, some find silver, some find gold, and some find diamond. And this continues. And some of us will venture into the world within also to explore what is possible fearlessly without bothering about what we will lose. Because the truth is, the true treasure lies within us. It's inside, not outside. What you have done to children inside the classroom is being that madman who is saying, go a little deep within, drop your fears, drop the fear of rejection, drop your fears, drop the fear of getting hurt, drop your fears of what people might think about you, about how they might judge you. What you have made them do is believe that whatever has been their achievement, never stop at your past achievements. Because every achievement is very fulfilling. And balance it by also becoming a good human being. At one end, you told the kids that you should travel deeper and deeper to explore the wealth which is there inside the jungles. At the other end, you were a living proof of what happens when you travel within, become a better human being, and like that old man or the madman, want to contribute, make others' life better. So thank you so much for being a part of this journey. 2022 KM has been very different compared to every year we have been having KMM. Now it's more than 20 years. Last 2 years of COVID changed so much in the world. Changed so much in the world. This year, when the world is coming back on its feet, and as we start meeting people, traveling around, physically going to the schools, this transition was very, very different. Before COVID, we did not have any idea about what it would be like to sit in the confines of our home or office and take the sessions. It was very obvious there was only one way to take the sessions. Post-COVID, now we had options. And there to go through the transition, take some time out, travel all the way, reach before time, take the sessions, travel all the way back. Oh, it was a very, very interesting transition. And I'm so glad, so thrilled, we have an army of warriors who made this transition so beautiful and so effortless. My prayer for you, may you travel deeper into the forest. And in your personal life, may you never be satisfied with what you have found. Because there are greater, deeper treasures as you travel a little inside the jungle. It is this traveling inside the jungle, exploring life, dropping the fears that you have, which will actually make you be excited about life. And every now and then, in your travel, after your travels, sit somewhere, close your eyes, travel in the world within. The best life would be gather as much treasure as you can in the world outside and experience as much treasure as you can in the world inside. That life would be an outstanding life. Before we go deeper into the concluding session of KMM this year, I think it's right time for me to say thank you to a few people. You will like today's session. It is very light, very thoughtful, filled with fun. It's going to be super interactive. There is going to be a lot of dhamal inside your classroom. Some of you who are scared, afraid of losing control over the class, you will get an opportunity to face that fear. And the class will go out of your control. And then as you go deeper inside the jungle, you will find that control back again with greater riches. So it's going to be a very interesting session. And there are 3 people who put their head together to create today's session. So my contribution in today's session is like 0%. And these 3 lovely ladies have come together and created this session. So a shout out to Neha Raut. And thanks to that Raut written over there, otherwise I want to say Neha Kankule, Madhu Kaur, and of course our darling Joe for beautifully navigating and creating this session. So thank you so much for this session. Then of course we have the powerful ACs. What will KMM do without the ACs? And I know now Joe has a little difficulty. How does she pin all the ACs over here? You know, when I speak about 2 or 3 people, Neha and Madhu, she can pin them and everybody can see them. वो सब ACs को कैसे दिखाएगी? I will leave it to her to figure out what to do and stay confused for some time, which is absolutely okay. I grab every opportunity to embarrass Joe. I cannot leave of a single opportunity where I can embarrass her and I let it go. Not possible. So, Betu, see if you can do some technicals and pin all of them. I mean, probably most of you do not know the work that the ACs do. Phenomenal. I think the thread that binds the entire movement together are the ACs. People who invest maximum time to make KMM happen are the ACs. Their work is difficult. Their work is also thankless. Like visualize Tejal as an AC. Now Tejal Dharod will listen to this session. Then she needs to develop 100% clarity on the session. And then she has to be ready for her own mock. And then she has to find who in the team can give mocks and how. Then she has to anticipate the questions which her team members might ask. And then she has to be ready for a team meeting. And in the team meeting, she has to deliver beautiful insights on how to take the session inside the classroom. Then she has to organize for the mocks. And then there are some people who may not come for the team meeting. Now Tejal has to drive them. On some rare occasions, some people do not come for the KMM session. Now Tejal has to follow up with them. Then sometimes the time which Tejal has is not the time when team members can give mocks. Now Tejal has to readjust her schedule. So somebody might say, I can give you a mock only at 7 p.m. and only on Thursday. Other days, I'm sorry, I'm traveling or I have this or I have that. And Tejal may not be able to say, I'm sorry, but I also have a meeting or I also have a schedule. In case there are no other options, Tejal will have to make certain adjustments, but be there to take the mocks. And sometimes a speaker might come underprepared for a mock, overconfident about their ability to deliver. And as an AC, she has the responsibility on her shoulder to send her team members to the class when they are fully prepared Because we are talking about creating a deep impact in the life of 40, 50 children inside the classroom. We can't take it lightly. And she has to do this, not with one person, not with two people, but 8, 10, 12 people inside her team. And she has to do it not once, but 7 times. And she will do it year after year, year after year, year after year. These ACs are the determined lot on whose shoulders actually the entire KMM runs. I know some of you give good grief to your AC. I know some of you actually take your AC for granted. I know some of you think, अरे यार AC मतलब वो क्या नाम है उस आदमी का, गौतम अदानी, उसका भांजा है और उसके पास दूसरा कोई काम नहीं है, भांजा है तो उसके पास दुनिया में सब कुछ सीख है और हमारे लिए तो एडजस्ट करेगा ना वो टाइम. And I know some of you really see value in the work of the ACs. I cannot overemphasize or speak exaggeratedly about the work of the ACs. I cannot do that. Whatever I say will not be enough for the brilliant work that the ACs do. And the ACs don't get pampered. ACs are not taken care of in a special way. There are no special awards, there are no special gifts, there are no special tokens for the ACs. These are workhorses who really believe in the vision, the value, the impact of KMM. And they see KMM and this opportunity as something which is a blessing for them in their life. So a huge, huge, huge thank you to the ACs for being who you are, for creating time, energy, effort, initiatives to make KMM function beautifully, and for thinking about the children all the time so that we make extraordinary impact in the life of kids out there. Without your efforts, without your work, KMM cannot be what it is. So thank you so much for making KMM what it is. To all the ACs, a huge round of applause. Every year we have one coordinator, and that coordinator does a lot. Every coordinator brings in their flavor. They kind of become a part of the think tank of KMM. The ideas that we have that year is discussed with the chief coordinator. The chief coordinator contributes their energy and innovativeness. They often attend the AC meetings as a person and contribute their insights. The presence always adds energy and determination and excitement to the teams. The chief coordinator many times speaks about their thoughts with the entire group. There have been chief coordinators who left such a deep mark through their effortless energy, through their deep involvement, and they make KMM improve in its functioning year after year. So this year we had a super energetic Swati, who was the chief coordinator and who did a commendable job. Thank you so much, Swati, and a big round of applause for Swati. And what can I say about Joe? If there is one person who believes in KMM more than I, it is she. If there's one person who's more determined to reach to thousands and in time millions of lives, students' lives, more than me, it is Joe. Like I always say, my effort in KMM is about 5% of what KMM requires. Joe's effort in making KMM happen is 95%. My job is easy, to take the sessions. But to make everything happen becomes her assumed responsibility. You should see her function when these sessions are on. There are troubleshootings which is happening all the time. 8 o'clock a session is there and 7:10 somebody might casually message. Won't be able to take the session today, there is an emergency. Till date, in the history of KMM, we have never approached the school and said, can you reschedule because a volunteer is not there? Never. Now, in that time, which is hardly 5-7 minutes, she identifies a speaker, sends a speaker, absolutely cool. There are times when the schools complain about certain actors. Absolutely cool, she will handle that. While creating the sheets between me and Harsha is a labor of love, ensuring that all of that reaches you on time or before time requires immense amount of coordination and patience. And there are times when somebody has an idea about what should be done in KMM, and for practical reasons that is not possible, they go virolytic. They have emotions. They feel hurt, they feel rejected. And to assuage them, to massage them, to bring them back on track, to fill them with all the love, is what she does. She stays in connect with every school. You ask her about any school, any coordinator, any principal, and everything is on the tip of her tongue. You ask her in the last 20 years, how has some volunteer been, how solid they are, how good an AC is, and everything is on her fingertips. I don't think the work that she does is possible for one human being. It will require a team. It is she, her passion, her dedication, her vision, her understanding of the possibility of KMM, which makes her do the work of an entire army. So, Bidu, thank you so much for being who you are and the way you do everything that you do for KMM. I may not get a chance to thank all of these people. And in today's session, we had some extra time. To explain today's session will be very simple and very fast. Hence, I thought, let me take this opportunity and thank all of you, the volunteers. The feet on the street are of the volunteers. The rubber that hits the road are the volunteers. The people who face the heat are the volunteers. Going inside the classroom, standing in front of those kids, some cooperative, some not cooperative, is the work of the volunteers. Sometimes they are prepared with tremendous intensity for a 40-minute session, and they get 25 minutes. And they don't complain. And there are people who say, it does not matter how much I have. What really matters is what I do with what I have. And go on and take a session in 25 minutes. Sometimes as they are taking a session, the school authorities don't respect them and there are disturbances. In the peak moment of intensity inside a classroom, somebody might just enter inside and say, hello, please stop. I need this, I need this. And the whole flow of the session goes. Difficult to pick up once the momentum is lost. But my darling warriors, they just smile, kind of ignore the distraction, stay focused for they understand what is important. They know they have no war to fight against those who disturb. Their war is against the fear that kids have inside, the laziness that they have inside, the belief that I am not good enough that they have inside. And these are the things which must be conquered. That is their fight. I know sometimes there are huge personal issues, and yet most of the times volunteers conquer these issues, go and take a brilliant session. Like the other day, Jessica and Purushottam were sharing with me about their son Jatin. Jatin's health was not good. He had viral fever. Doctors advised him bed rest. But he said, no, I will go and take the session. And both the parents said, Are nahi re, tu aaram kar. We can go and take the session because all three of them are a part of KMM. In fact, all four of them, the entire family is a part of KMM. So the parents said, we will go and take the session. But Jatin is very clear, no, I am connected to children inside the classroom. I love going inside the classroom. I will go and take the session. Fever ito hai. I will come back home and I will lie down once I am back. He went there, came back. His fever is higher than earlier because so much effort has gone in taking the session. Silently sleeps. You know, when we have these 19, 20, 21-year-old kids who display this kind of burning commitment, where even if the body is burning, their commitment vanquishes what might be a blame, complaint, or an excuse. And when a boy like Jatin goes and takes the session and comes back, imagine the pride that the parents must be feeling. Imagine the growth in confidence that Jatin must be having. That I knew something was not okay. I knew my body is not cooperating. I know I have fever. I know I am feeling weak. But I have a mission. I am a part of a movement. I have given a commitment. And I don't break my promises. And when something like this happens, you know, sitting inside office, when I read these messages or when I talk to these volunteers, we feel so blessed. So blessed. मतलब जिंदगी में कहीं कुछ अच्छा किया होगा कि इतने अच्छे लोग अपने साथ जुड़े हैं. Somewhere we would have done something good. That we come to meet such people. For the second time, let me mention about Madhu. Amazing person, dedicated to the idea of KMM, preparing the sessions beautifully well. But we have not been able to allocate a school to her. She stays in Hyderabad, and in Hyderabad, we don't have schools. I spoke with her somewhere around the 5th session, and she just mentioned कि school तो नहीं मिला है, क्योंकि we don't have too many online schools. अब ना मैं हैदराबाद में जाके एक स्कूल पकड़ के लाती हूँ और करूंगी उधर का. In fact, next year we'll have a few schools in Hyderabad. No complaints. Nothing like, what, yaar, I'm preparing every session, but I'm not going to get a chance to go to the school anyway, so why prepare? You know, the mindset which is required has to be truly of service. When somebody says, I'm still going to prepare because if not for the kids, it will help me. And the mind is thinking about a solution. Remember, solutionist out of those 8 possible people? And I'm sure when she goes inside the classroom and takes these sessions, the kids inside the classroom will feel so blessed. So blessed. When we have volunteers of these kinds, we know that KMM is in safe hands. The kids are in safe hands. And the future of our country is in safe hands. These stories of some volunteers reaches us. But I'm sure there are many of you who must be doing equally miraculous things at your end. Going beyond certain obstacles that life throws in your path. And still think about the kids. Go inside with energy. Push aside your issues to one side. And deliver an incredible session. This is what gives us the power to imagine that very soon we should be able to impact at least 1 million children every year. So thank you so much for being a part of KMM. You are who makes KMM happen. Every now and then I get appreciated as founder of KMM, etc., etc. But every time somebody appreciates me, I wish to tell people they have no idea about the kind of volunteers we have. And it is not me, but the magic of volunteers that makes KMM happen. Next year, let's make this movement even bigger. Next year, let us again come with 7 incredible sessions. Next year, let's create a bigger, larger, deeper impact. Next year, we will not be the woodcutter who was happy by cutting woods and scared of losing something. Next year, let us be so fearless that we have never been in our life and do something incredible in KMM. Until that happens, may your life be incredible. May you go deeper into the jungle and find mines filled with precious things. And every now and then, may you also experience the treasure within. All that I discussed with you so far is not a part of session number 7. Today, I might start session number 7 only at 8:45. Itna easy actually. Okay. Now, I don't want any one of you to start feeling nervous right now. Or baap re, 10 minutes mein kaise samjhenge? Drop all the fears of life, especially fear of loss. We should be that woodcutter and the wise man, both into one. Go deep in the jungle and within. And the mission of life is, let's explore the treasures. You know, that's why the course that I conduct is called Let's Explore. अंदर जाके देख तो सही और क्या है. बहुत मजा आता. Okay. Now let me not delay things anymore. I know some of you are already nervous. So let me start talking to you about the session. This session is essentially a quiz. We have attempted to weave the lessons that we have learned in the first 6 sessions in the form of some questions, some scenarios, and we even have what you've probably last done in your school, match the following. बहुत simple session है और बहुत मजा आने वाला है. You will enter inside the classroom. First, you will express your gratitude and thank you to them. And then you will tell them, let's do a small warm-up. And in the warm-up, you will, to ensure that the mood is light, in the warm-up, you will ask them 3 very, very simple things. You will tell them that I will say half of a sentence. Warm-up में क्या करेंगे? Let's say we will tell the kids that we will tell you half a phrase and then you complete that. So this is what I'm going to do with all of you also. I'm going to tell you half a phrase and you tell me what is the possible answer. Okay? So first warm-up is, you will tell children in the class, hood. What is the answer?
Dabang.
You are saying dabang as if you are talking about the last death wish that you have. Dabang. जब को हुड़ बोलते ना, उस एनर्जी से दबंग का आंसर आना चाहिए. ठीक है? हुड़. I hear somebody saying it with a yawn. अभी वो उठा नहीं अभी तक. हे भगवान. सुबह अभी कितना टाइम हुआ है? 7:45 बज रहे यार. एनर्जी होना चाहिए. चाय वाय सब हो चुका होना चाहिए अभी तक. चलो ठीक है, नेक्स्ट वाला. Okay, that which all of us have done multiple times right now. So I'm going to say one phrase and you have to complete that phrase. Okay, it does not matter how much I have.
What really matters is what I do with what I have.
First class, याद रखना ये, ठीक है? And the third, I will say one line, then you have to say the other part of the line. Then I'll say one line, then you have to say the other part of the line. We have done this inside the classroom and we are going to do it again. Inaminatika.
Dynamica.
Naka naka naka.
Pika pika rika.
काफी लोग भूल गए. इनामिनेटिका डायडामिनिका सबको याद है. उसके बाद में लोग भूल गए. नहीं, इतना जल्दी सेशन भूलोगे, काम कैसे चलेगा मेरे भाई? Now you have filled the class with energy. See how some of you are suddenly excited. This is what happens when there is a good warm-up which happens. Okay. So in the PDF file, you will find that there is a mention called warm-up. Now, I don't want you to tell everybody in the class, okay, do spot jogging for 2 minutes. We are going to do warm-up. No, we are not doing physical warm-up. We are doing mental warm-up. So these three things are the things with which you do warm-up. Then here comes that which will make you lose control over the class. You will ask the whole class to make groups of 4. Easiest way to create groups of 4, ask children who are sitting in these benches to just turn around. So the front row turns around to face the second row. The third row turns around to make the fourth row. And like this, it goes on. But Naren, if there are 9 rows, 2 rows with 9 row people, they can become groups of 4. Be creative and do something. You will create groups of 4. But what if, Naren, there are 33 children inside a classroom? That one child can become a part of any group you want. Okay? Now make groups of 4. Science says when you make people move, their attention increases. So what you're going to do is you're going to make groups of 4 and you're going to say that there is going to be a small quiz competition. Now, we thought a lot on this point. Should we have a quiz competition with every individual answering? Should we give everybody a paper and ask everybody to write the answers? Should we divide the class into 2 groups or 4 groups? Should we go that house route? You will experience that no? In your school days, blue house, green house, red house, yellow house. So should we go the house route? And we said that will create too much of a chaos. Either it will be too simple and dull, which is one person giving the answers, or it will be too chaotic because if there are 4 teams, all of them will be very loud. And some of them will not participate because in every group, unfortunately, there are 1 or 2 Mahanatmas like Derek O'Brien who have all the answers. So they don't allow anybody else to answer because they have all the answers. So therefore, groups of 4 means everybody in the class will be involved. Nobody will be excluded. And everybody we are anticipating will be able to give the answers. We have created the quiz in a way where people should be able to give the answer. We are not foxing them. We don't want to prove that dekho tumne dhyan se suna nahi. We actually want to prove that you are very attentive. You have been able to answer everything, which means I'm blessed to have this kind of an attentive classroom. That is what we are going to say at the end of the quiz competition. We are going to make all of them believe and feel that they have been so attentive and they have been able to listen so well, and it is such a blessing to have them. Now, there are going to be quiz sheets. There are going to be sheets. Now, the trick this time is, some of you have sessions on Tuesday itself. The schools have preponed the classes, Dashara, holidays and stuff. So what we have decided is, we are going to send the quiz sheets to the school coordinator. And you will reach a little before the school time and take the number of sheets you require from your school coordinator just outside the school. So which means the sheets are not going to reach you as a speaker personally. It is going to go to the school coordinator. You will have to reach the school, let's say about 30 minutes before time. so that you take the sheets, you count the sheets, you go through the sheets, you understand the sheet, and then you are ready to go inside the classroom. So we are going to distribute the quiz sheets to the school coordinators. The school coordinators in turn will hand it over to you before your session. We are also going to have a KMM impact sheet. We are doing massive research. I believe we are going to impact about 12,000 children this year directly. And our research will be on 12,000 people. Good researchers do research with about 700, 800,000 people. We are going to have a sample size of close to 12,000 children. So we have created a KMM impact sheet, where there will be some questions that we are going to ask them about the impact of KMM in your life, before KMM, how it was, after KMM, how it is, so that we get an insight about where we are making an impact, what is making an impact, and what are the areas where we can improve next time. So the school coordinator will give you two kinds of sheets. One sheet will be the quiz sheet. Now, this sheet can remain with the children inside the classroom. You need not collect these sheets back. Then you will have the KMM impact assessment sheets. Now, this the children need to fill up, and you need to collect it back, and you need to hand it over to your school coordinator, from whom we will coordinate and get it collected in life school office. And then at life school office, there will be a team of people who are going to key in the data so that everything is in the digital format. Now, in case some of you are interested in finding out what the children have spoken or written in these KMM assessment sheets, because the assessment is so much about you also, right? How you have been able to deliver. Now, in case you are curious to know what you have been able to achieve inside the classroom, you can glance through the sheets. If some of you want to take a deeper dive, you can even take a picture of the sheets, but you have to hand over the sheets to your school coordinator, because it will be a massive work to digitize everything. Then we need to create a report out of it, and then we need to submit it to the board of advisors and share it with you, and then also share it with every school with what has been the results of the school and the school children in KMM this year. So there is a huge, massive exercise which is going to go on after the work of the sessions inside the school is over. In case any one of you wants to help us, send your volunteer message to Jo on the KMM number, and then she will coordinate with you about how is it that you can help in executing this massive work. I mean, even if we have 50 people, it won't be enough. So hand over the sheets to the school coordinator before you leave the school. Now, let's move into the hardcore session. कब आएगा सेशन, कब आएगा? अरे आ रहा है. What we're going to do is we are going to share these sheets with children inside the classroom. And this is how the sheets will look, and this is how the questions are. So one by one, I will read out the questions and the options to you. And we will also give you the answers. And obviously, some of you will know the answers. So question number one, round number one is about Jo bola wo Sikandar. That is round number one. What is question number one over here? Question number one is, for what you want in life, how many minimum attempts you must give?
Unlimited.
As per the session of KMM, there are a few options. 10 option होते हैं, हम भी आपको 4 option 10 3 5 0 or 10, right? And now the kids have to give this answer. 10. Beautiful. Question number 2. When I'm filled with self-doubt and fears, what kind of gravity is holding me down? और आपके ऑप्शन है ये यूनिवर्सल ग्रेविटी, पर्सनल ग्रेविटी, एंटी ग्रेविटी और पियर ग्रेविटी.
Personal gravity.
Personal gravity.
मतलब some of you volunteers have actually done the session well.
Personal gravity.
Very nice. जिन्होंने सेशन मतलब अटेंड नहीं किया ना, उनको ये सब आंसर्स ही नहीं मालूम. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 ये है आपके स्क्रीन में अब. Which city was saved in World War II from being bombed because someone had documentaries and stories about it?
Kyoto.
अरे चारों ऑप्शन तो आने दो. Some of you are like that irritating smart children inside the classroom who have the answers before the teacher has asked the question.
Yes, baby.
You are good fun. Kyoto, Tokyo, Hiroshima, Kyoto, and Osaka. So you see, the questions that we have are questions which children should be able to answer. We don't want to trap them and say you are not good enough. We want to tell them you are actually very good. Question number 4. When I feel rejected, I must not cry, pretend it doesn't hurt, tell myself I shouldn't feel this way, or tell myself it is natural to feel the pain.
It's natural to feel pain.
Natural to feel the pain.
Natural.
Okay. May I have the answer, please, Computer G? It is right. Tell myself it is natural to feel the pain. The 5th question on your screen now. Use rejections. 4 options. To blame people for your misfortunes, to be tough on yourself, as an
Opportunity for self-improvement.
Option C.
As an opportunity for self-improvement. Very good. Question number 6. आपके स्क्रीन में अब I am nature's greatest
Creation.
4 options. Superhero, miracle, or gift.
Miracle.
किसने वक्त से पहले क्रिएशन बोला?
Miracle.
आशीष.
कभी कभी जल्दी में नुकसान हो जाता है. Question number 7 on your screens now. No, and no gossiping is the kind of attitude I should have to live a great life.
No blame, complain, excuse.
No blame, no complaints.
Blames, complaints, excuses.
No blame, no
है
complaints.
ना आपका? Option number 1. Okay, very well done. Very well done. अभी ऑडियंस पोल की तो जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ रही हम लोग. Question number 8. On your screen now. Prioritizing and balancing my daily rule is a part of. Here are your options.
Management. Call it back.
Life management, skill management.
Time management.
Time management.
Two answers, life management and time management. Let's see what is the answer. And it is time management. All of you answered yourself right. You may pat yourself. You may take puppy of yourself. But do pamper. Question number 9 on your screens now. एनर्जी के साथ लेना, ठीक है? उस दिन ना विक्स की गोली वोली खा के जाना कुछ. When I can identify others' needs and propose win-win solutions, it will make me. आपके options ये हैं. An influencer kind consider it a genius.
Influencer.
An influencer. Awesome. यहाँ कोई पैसा ऐसा नहीं मिलने वाला है. 1 करोड़, 2 करोड़, 5 करोड़ कुछ भी नहीं है. Very good. 10th question is on your screens now. When a misunderstanding occurs between me and my friends, I must. These are your 4 options. Stop talking to my friends, understand their point of view.
B.
Option B.
Understand their point of view.
Understand their point of view.
How many of you are voting for D? D for Delhi. Feel betrayed? कोई भी नहीं. मतलब ये याद रखना पॉइंट आप लोग फुल लाइफ के लिए, हाँ? Which means if there's a misunderstanding between two team members, misunderstanding between you and your AC, misunderstanding between you and me, we are going to understand their point of view.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Question number 11. How many questions are there, Naren? Only 12. 1 dozen. Question number 11. On your screens now. You want to participate in a sports event for your sports day. Unfortunately, you didn't get selected. You, 4 options. Start thinking you're not good enough, become very upset with the sports teacher, say it's okay and pat your back.
C.
Life is unfair all the time.
Yeah,
C.
it's okay and
It's okay and
pat your back.
Awesome. Which means now if you mirror it with your life,
Shot.
you can replace the word sports from order, event, opportunity, stage performance, so actions. You wanted to participate, unfortunately didn't get selected. So rejections cannot make us unhappy. It only makes us determined. Final question. On your screen now. Smartness is required, but dash is more important.
Boldness.
All of you know the answer, and the answer
Boldness.
Boldness.
ये तो तुम लोगों को बिना 4 ऑप्शंस के भी सब मालूम है.
Boldness.
Excellent. Great job, quiz creators. Great job, all of you, for giving the answers. And obviously, great job, Naren, for doing it so well. As always, but Now, this is part 1. Okay? This was just part 1. Here comes part 2 of the quiz. Part 1 was Jo bola wo Sikandar. Part 2 is मैं कौन हूं. अच्छा, मैं हूं कौन. Okay. मैं हूं कौन, मैं हूं कौन, मैं नहीं हूं, नहीं हूं, नहीं हूं कौन. Okay. बहुत मस्ती हो गया. चलो नरेन, बी सीरियस. मैं हूं कौन. That is not my photo, obviously, because this fellow has some hair. Does this look like Aditya? No. Okay. I had to overcome 8 visa refusals. I had to work on my English to get a job at WebEx. I know many of you have got the answer. My idea was to make WebEx smartphone friendly, was rejected. And finally,
Eric Yuan.
And the answer is Shripal.
Eric Yuan.
I just read somebody written Shripal. I think that is for that fellow.
Eric.
And the answer is
Eric.
Eric Yuan. अरे वाह, सही बात, सही बात. Very good. Next. मैं हूं कौन. If not for my mother, I would not have given up on my Parivaram Beauty. I know many of you have got the answer already.
Sushmita Sen.
Amar Bangalar में तो
Sushmita Sen. Yeah.
I'm also an actress. Who am I? Shushmita Sen. Round 2, question 3. मैं हूं कौन. In my debut test match, he said these words. मैं खेलेगा.
Sachin Tendulkar.
Very, very good. See, that's the whole idea. Everybody should get the answers. Some people call me God of cricket. Who am I? Sachin Tendulkar. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Fourth fellow. I was born in Ukraine. You have the answer.
Nadia.
John.
Nadia. No.
Oh.
No.
Jancom.
Yes. Which country was Nadia born in?
Afghanistan.
Now it's
आप जैसे कुछ लोगों ने उनकी जन्मभूमि बदल दी.
sorry.
Nadia.
आपने आंसर एक क्वेश्चन पहले दे दिया, अरे कोई तकलीफ नहीं है. दिस यू नो, वी आर डिस्कसिंग हर, राइट? हु एम आई? नादिया नदीम. एंड नाउ पर फोटो देख के बोल दिया कारीगर. अरे कौन सी कारीगर, ये भी बताओ.
Azida. Azida.
सिर्फ कारीगर तो कैसे काम होगा? धीरज वाहिया नहीं है यार, वो वाहिया का तो मतलब ही कुछ और होता है. अरे उसका नाम मत बदल दो यार. आप लोग कोई नाम बदल रहा है, कोई उनकी जन्मभूमि भी बदल रही है. बाप रे बाप. हाँ वाजिदा, हाँ नॉट वाहिया.
Azida.
और वाहिया के आगे डी लग गया ना तो मतलब बड़ा गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. मैं हूं कौन? दिस इज द लास्ट वन.
Abdul Kalam.
Abdul Kalam.
अब्दुल कलाम. मैं हूं कौन, थोड़ा क्लास में मस्ती करने का, ये सब गाना गाने का. मैं हूं कौन, मैं हूं कौन. It should be fun. Don't become serious inside the classroom. Okay? Like I always say when I do the batch, there is only one place for serious people, and that is inside the ICU of a hospital. Everybody over there are serious. If you want to be serious, get yourself admitted in the ICU. Otherwise, be filled with masti, filled with junoon, filled with enthusiasm. Final. Match the following. Round 3, it's called Dekh Bhai Dekh. अभी मैच द फॉलोइंग करो. जो फर्स्ट सिंबल है वो किसका है?
Fourth.
बोलो ना.
Positive thought.
Fourth.
अच्छा KMM वॉरियर किधर है? फोर्थ.
Fourth.
Be positive.
बी पॉजिटिव भी फोर्थ है. लाफ अलॉट किधर है?
Full dreams.
Last one.
लास्ट वन. सेल्फ डाउट किधर है?
First.
सेल्फ डाउट है फर्स्ट वाला.
Second.
सेकंड वाला सेल्फ डाउट है.
Cry baby.
यार इतना मेहनत करके बनाया हम लोगों ने.
सेकंड लास्ट वाला आई कैन के सामने.
Smart versus bold.
चीज को समझो. वो क्या है मालूम है? वो पिक्चर ना शेल्फ का है. शेल्फ.
चल
Yeah, self-doubt is smart versus bold.
क्वेश्चन मार्क मतलब थोड़ा डाउट या कंफ्यूजन.
Fifth.
तो इसके लिए थोड़ा सेल्फ डाउट, मतलब इतना मेहनत किया यार, ऐसा मत करो यार. अपर्णा तू 4 उंगली क्यों दिखा रही थी? फोर्थ वाला बोल रही थी. अरे फिफ्थ है वो. You see cry baby?
Yes.
Yeah, cry baby.
Second one.
KM warrior is seen.
अच्छा, तो स्मार्ट वर्सेस बोल्ड दिखा.
ऊपर first.
स्मार्ट वर्सेस बोल्ड.
First one.
Complaint के पास में.
हाँ, वो कंप्लेंट्स के पास में जो ना, वो स्मार्ट और बोल्ड में लिखा हुआ है. और वो बी पॉजिटिव में तुमको बी दिखा. वो बी.
हाँ. B और
Smart versus bold.
B plus
दिमाग लगा के कहां से ये मधुमक्खी को ढूंढ के लाए हैं,
fourth one.
कम बनाए हैं वहां पे. बी पॉजिटिव.
Powerful dreams. Second.
हाँ, पावरफुल ड्रीम किधर है?
Second.
हाँ, पावरफुल नहीं भैया. हाँ, कौन सा सेकंड? दो रो है यहाँ पे.
Pictures.
हाँ, मालूम है वो फर्स्ट जो बटन है ना, वो पावर वाला बटन है. अपने लैपटॉप में पावर ऑन पावर ऑफ होता है ना, और वो इंसान सो रहा है, सो के ना सपने देख रहा है. इसके लिए पावरफुल ड्रीम्स. सौरभ इज सेइंग कंप्लेन्स लास्ट. कंप्लेन नेवर.
कंप्लेन करना ही नहीं है.
4/3/4.
अरे वो कंप्यूटर का कॉम है, उसके पास में प्लेन लिखा हुआ है. देखो कंप्लेन मतलब
Last one. Complete.
हाँ, मतलब ये ना, ये कपिल शर्मा से भी हम लोगों ने ज्यादा क्रिएटिव काम किया है यहाँ पे. मतलब और रो your boat दिख गया ना आप लोगों को. So the key in match the following always is to first see all the words and all the symbols so that we are not in a hurry. And we tell them, can you solve this without a single oversight or cancellation or any kind of a multiple corrections done? Therefore, ask them to be a little patient, take 2, 3, 4 minutes and do match the following. Now, we believe that this entire experience, this interaction should not be more than 25 minutes, which includes the warm-up in the beginning, which includes the thank you that you tell them, which includes this making of the teams. And then even if you give them 10 minutes to solve the entire paper, I think they will be able to get it. So the idea is the moment there are 25 minutes and we should be able to complete the entire quiz competition. What after that? You've done the quiz. Now we come to the assessment that we want to do. Now here you will give them a little context. You will say everywhere in the world, they believe that an examination or a test is the test of the ability of the students. The truth is, the examination is equally the ability of the teacher. The textbooks are the same, but different teachers will be able to get different kind of results from the same classroom. So in a class, when the children are doing exceptionally well, it is also a proof that the teacher has done exceptionally well. In a class, when a student has done exceptionally well, it also means that the teacher has done exceptionally well. And in a class, if the students have done poorly, it also means the teacher has done poorly. Honesty is the best way for the students to assess themselves and for the teachers to also assess themselves. Now tell them that KMM believes the scope of improvement in everything is huge. Hence, we need their help. Help in understanding what has gone right in KMM this year, what has made a deep impact on them. We need to know their thoughts. We need to know where they have improved, where they have seen some significant results in their life. So tell them in these specific words, we need your help. We need your help in making KMM better year after year for thousands of children who will benefit out of this next year. Make them your partners in the creation of KMM, in the impact creation of KMM. Make them see value in the next exercise that they are going to do. While the quiz was a fun way of recapturing what we have done in the first 6 sessions, this exercise is a deeper way for them to understand the impact KMM had on their life. The teams are disbanded after this. What you can do is, once you've done the quiz, and if you pace yourself in a way where you have a little time, you can ask them the questions now as we had, and ask one by one the teams to give their answers. Which team has got it right? And you can have a quiz competition amongst them. Or you need not do any one of that. Just give them these papers to fill up. And I'm sure that every team will get all the answers right. Now you move to the assessment part. Now, what will you do in the assessment part? Every person will get a sheet that they have to fill. What I want you to do is, I want you to click on that link and open up the sheet which is coming. Your Zoom is on. The window might shift to an open page. If you are on a laptop, you can have the half the screen on Zoom so that we can see each other, and half the screen with this Google Sheet which is open. So if the sheet is open at your end, you will see that it is asking you for some details. Your email address. In case they have an email address, great. In case they don't have an email address, it's okay. So, Bedu, we might need to make the email address not compulsory, because some of them in some of the schools may not have the email address. Then, of course, their first name and then their last name. So can you fill in the sheet as we are talking? Is it in Marathi also? No, it is in Hindi and English. I assume everybody will understand Hindi and English. We cannot do it in 3-4 languages, so we decided to do it in Hindi and English. So first fill up your name, and I assume all of you know your name. Your last name, which is your surname. Instead of last name, can we have the surname? Last name makes me wonder, पिछले जन्म में क्या नाम था, क्या मालूम? And then you are a what? You are a KMM volunteer or you are a student. So take one of them. In case of one of you present over here, obviously you will take the KMM volunteer wala. School name, you will choose among all the schools. So you see there is a drop-down menu box. In the end of that is life school. So you just choose life school. Again, if you click wallet standard, at the end there is volunteer. So just choose volunteer. Division, again, you see there is volunteer and there is also an AC. So if you are an AC, put the AC. If you are a volunteer, put the volunteer. Name of your KMM teacher. All of you who are volunteers, please write my name. You can write the great Naren, miraculous Naren, whatever you feel like. I mean, I'm a modest person by birth, so here starts the questions. Question number 1. I have the ability to let go of any negative messages that aren't serving me well. Session number 1. Now, before KMM and after KMM. So you write, before KMM, were you able to do it? Never. That you did not have the ability to let go of negative emotions. And after KMM 2022, how are you seeing the difference? Take 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Think about the answer deeply. In both the levels, before KMM, what happened? After KMM, what happens? Don't be in a hurry to fill it up. In the classroom, the children obviously are not filling up a Google sheet. They are going to just tick it or color any one of these boxes or tick the boxes. Question number 2, I repeat positive messages to myself to develop a healthy self-esteem. Before KMM, never, rarely, sometimes, often, hamesha. After KMM, how often it happens? Question number 3, I'm able to help unconditionally. How was I before KMM? and how am I after KMM? Think and answer. There is no hurry. There is no hurry. Like that, just continue to write the answers. We will have about 10 minutes to complete this question. So question number 4, I believe I can. Question number 5, I am able to respectfully relate to people in spite of differences. I can listen without interrupting. I don't involve in gossip. When rejected, I remind myself there will be another opportunity, another time. So give the kids about 10 sessions to complete the question. So this is how we think you can pace. First 5 minutes goes into saying thank you to all the students inside the classroom and doing warm-up. Max 20 minutes for the quiz. 10 minutes for filling up of the forms because they will have to write. And then you have 5 minutes left if you have a 40-minute session inside your classroom. Now, if you have surplus time, then I suggest you to ask the children, would anybody like to say anything? Obviously, you have written the answers. Like you have written, I am a better person after the KMM session because, and what was the most favorite session, story, mantra, quote from KMM 2022 sessions. You have definitely written it. But would anybody like to also say anything to us? And like some of you have been doing beautifully well, capturing some of these moments on your phone, on the camera, maybe what you can do is you can capture a few of them on your phone. What you can also do is ask them to begin by saying their name and the school, and also complete by saying their name and school. So it would be like, I am Swati Patil from Life School, and this is what the sessions did to me. I am Swati Patil from Life School. When we sandwich the content between our introduction, research says the content goes very, very powerfully. So let us also do the same over here with all of you. I know that all of you by now would have put in whatever has to be put in. Would any one of you like to say it right now? What was your most favorite session, story, mantra, or quote from KMM 2022? Or I'm a better person after the KMM sessions because. What would you like to say? Rashida?
I'm Rashida Ansari from Life School. What KMM has done to me is it has helped me remove the rust of self-doubt, and it has also helped me to become more positive and compassionate, empathetic listener, and also evolved me better as a person. I'm Rashida Ansari from Life School.
Thank you. Very beautiful. Monica?
I'm Monica Mehta from Life School. My most favorite session was Ina Mina Dika. I have feared rejection all my life. And this just removed that fear. I mean, I think I look forward to rejection to test, what's my, I don't know the right word, but how much can I face rejection?
Yeah.
And I'm a bolder, more courageous person and somebody who started believing in herself. So I'm Monica Mehta from Life School. Thank you.
Beautiful. The word you're looking for is resilience or grit. Beautiful. Saurabh?
I'm Saurabh Pathak from Life School. Though every session is a key opening for an opportunity, but the most impactful session for me in 2022 is it does not matter what I have. What really matters is what I do with what I have. What KMM has done to me in this 2022 is that in my personal and my professional life, this point of view is always been a big challenge. But after our sessions, this point of view has embedded in my mind, and now whenever I actually act on any action, any statement or any comment, before that POV comes into my mind, I hear it completely and then I respond. That's it. And I'm Saurabh Pathak from Life School.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Harshad?
I'm Harshad Doshi from Life School, and I'm fortunate to get the same school I got in 13 years back, Cyrus Poonawala. And at that time, it was my first time. And I was thinking and listening to those laughters and good voices from other divisions. And I was thinking when my school, my class will get the same attempt. And after 13 years in KMM, I think it is the time that same laughter and everything is coming thanks to KMM. And it's only because, as you said, Ki, just go make the session part of the session within, and day by day, I try to implement everything from the session before going to school. Thank you.
Beautiful. Very beautiful. Harshad. Thanks, Harshad. Anushka?
Hello, I'm Anushka Petkar, and this is my first year volunteering and joining KMM. My favorite session was smartness versus boldness. And I think what I have achieved this year is getting out of my comfort zone easily. And I have really enjoyed conducting these sessions, and I think I'm bolder this year. Thank you. I'm Anushka Petkar.
Beautiful, Anushka. Jay?
Hi, happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
So this was the first year for KMM, and I'll tell you, I loved each and every moment of the sessions, whether it was the Sunday sessions or the school. A couple of sessions which really made a deep impact on me was the why you won't get what you want. That is the smartness and the boldness, and obviously the handling of the rejections. Definitely, the other sessions made a good impact, and I really had taken some of the inputs and imbibed into my practical and day-to-day life, and really given great wonders. So it's a promise that for next year also, I'll definitely register the day one of the KMM volunteering for sure. And also make a promise that I'll get a lot of my family and the friends to join the movement for sure next year. That's a promise.
Outstanding. Beautiful. Jai ki jai ho. Sujata?
Happy morning, Naren and everyone. This is Sujata Biani from Life School. Naren, I wanted to share that it's not only one session that has created an impact, it's from because all the sessions were interlinked with each other. And I would gladly say that not only me, but my daughter also got a lot of impact. I mean, there are so many things that during my mock sessions to her, she has learned and she has started letting go of things due to these sessions. So I'm really happy that it has created impact not only on me, but my daughter as well. And of course, for the students. And the thing which I really carry with me always is it does not matter how much I have. What really matters is what I do with what I have. This has become my takya kalam type of thing. And wherever I feel low, I just think about this and I'm positive again. So thank you once again to you, to our AC Vijay sir, and all my team members. Thanks a lot, Naren.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sujata. Hetal?
Okay, so I will share that I've been attending all these sessions mornings, May, and something that this year stuck to me the most was two things, Miss. One is that these sessions have helped me a lot as a student because the facing rejections wala thing is something I could personally relate to because for the past 2 years, because of online school, I've been scoring a little less in my tests, and last year were my boards and everything. So it was a little, so facing rejections and like, being strong and not wallowing in self-pity and like telling myself that it's okay to fail and there's another chance to try always is something that stuck to me personally. And the story I like, and also it does not matter what I have. It does not matter what I have, but what I do with what I have. Well, I use my resources to be very efficient and improve every day. And the story that I liked the most was the Sushmita Sen thing, because even I, a lot of times, I'm like, "Are log kya bolenge?" Or else like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Ye nahi hoga. And my mom is like, "Tu karne se pehle hi aise give up kar degi to kaise hoga?" So that is something that I relate to very well. And I'm a student of DWT. Jodi, hi. Thank you.
Beautiful. You had to mention that. I'm a student of DWT. Badmash.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we will listen to Dr. B.L. Somani, Vijay, and Sudhir. And after that, we'll move on towards the closure. We have a very interesting and a beautiful closure for the session. Dr. Somani?
Good morning to everyone. It was my first year to be associated with KMM. It was a great experience. And as a consensus, I also feel that what matters is what you have. And of course, point of view, which have made great impact, and smartness versus boldness. But unfortunately, during these 3 months period, I was down with my health and I could not take active part in attending to schools. But I hope next year I will be able to do that.
Sure. Vijay?
Hello, good morning, everyone. I am Vijay Labsitawar from Life School. These KMM sessions were extraordinary in my life. All sessions were fantastic. I'm a second year volunteer this year. The best session was that it does not matter how much I have, but what really matters is what I do with what I have. I really wanted to travel to Pune and attend the session and meet with all of you, especially Naren sir. But I'll be traveling to Australia, and therefore I will be taking my next session from Adelaide. And sorry, I will not be able to join the Pune. Thank you so much, the whole team from KMM, especially Naren. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Vijay. Sudhir?
Happy morning, Naren, and happy morning, everyone. I'm Sudhir Patil. This is 5th year into KMM, and as far as this year is concerned, of course, it is someone already said that it is hard to pick up one session. But for me, if I can, it does not really matter how much I have. What really matters is what I do with what I have. And what has happened because of this very strong sentence or a statement rather, it has changed the perspective to approach anything and everything in the life. And that is what I can really narrate as one finding. Or as I said, of course, every session has a deep, astonishing impact, specifically on me as a volunteer, and I can talk about myself. So I'm really grateful to be part of this journey, and I'm looking forward to everlasting. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Deep gratitude.
Thank you so much, Sudhir. Thanks. And the last sharing for today from Saurabh.
Thank you, Naren sir. So, so I would rather, take it as one of the instances with me, which happened during KMM session. I have given some advice, which we, as a parent, we give to our kids. So my daughter is also in 10th standard, so the teenage years, right? I have given her some advice. She outright rejected it. And I got super, super angry, even during the KMM sessions. Right. The difference is before KMM session, had I been super angry, we would not have talked about it, me and my daughter. And that resistance would have been there in both of our hearts. But because of KMM session, And luckily, on that day only we were doing that rejections in morning. And I just remembered this thing that, yeah, you feel rejection. This is also a rejection because of that session only. And I went to her room and I said first thing to her is sorry. So as a individual, as a parent, I have grown during KM sessions. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Yeah.
So, darlings, all of you shared. Thank you so much. And I know all of you who didn't share would also have stories to speak about or incidents to speak about. In the next few months, every now and then, I might just call a few of you to personally connect with you. And if you ever feel like connecting with me, just send me a message. We'll find a mutual time and we'll definitely have a beautiful conversation. Now, let's move towards the closure of the session. Session closure will have 3 parts. And these 3 parts will be done, let's say, in less than 5 minutes. And that's the beauty of the end. Though there are 3 components, it will be done super fast. What are the 3 parts? Part number 1, we will inspire all the children to become KMM volunteers in times to come. So what you say inside the classroom is, if you have truly benefited out of KMM, and if you think that more of your friends, your brothers, sisters, and the nation needs these kind of insights in life, they need this kind of a movement in life where they have a backup option. They have somebody who's unbiased and who can be a sounding board for them, do become a KMM volunteer. So take 2 or 3 minutes and inspire everybody in the class to become KMM volunteers. Now, how to be a KMM volunteer? If they go to the website of KMM, there is a place where they can register themselves as volunteers. So definitely inspire them to be a part of KMM as a KMM volunteer. You can also ask them to send us a request in the KMM number. I think it's 77210-85000, right, Peter?
77410-85.
So they can send a message to that saying, I would like to be a KMM volunteer. Somebody will stack these messages, and whenever the time is right, we will reach out to them. Now, you don't make any promise about becoming a speaker, because it's a different thing to be a volunteer and a very, very different thing to be a speaker. They'll have to go through certain rounds, their sincerity, etc., etc. I'm just saying that to you, but you don't say this in the class. You say become a part of the KMM movement. There are 100 things which the students can do to help KMM and to help the students and to help the nation for the future. Speaker is one of them. There are many other possibilities also. So inspire them to become a part of KMM volunteers. Then you sing a beautiful song with all of them. A few years ago, when Khushbu Punjabi was a very active, involved part of Keep Moving movement, she had created a very beautiful kind of a rhyme for KMM. You know, in the Egg Mission, there was a song which was there, Aao dikhaye tumhe ande ka fanda. You know, there was a song like that. So on that, Khushbu had created an extraordinary song. So what she had done is, she had done something like this. Aao sikhaye tumhe KMM ka fanda, ye nahi pyare koi mamuli fanda, isme chupa hai jeevan ka falsafa, isme chupa hai jeevan ka falsafa. Now you will sing this inside the classroom, and then what you will tell them is that I will say a few words, then the class has to shout the word funda. Okay, and this is where it gets engaging and interesting. So you sing these 4 lines, Aao sikhaye tumhe KMM ka funda, ye nahi pyare koi mamuli funda, isme chupa hai jeevan ka falsafa, isme chupa hai jeevan ka falsafa, जीत का फंडा
Funda.
Funda.
So this is how it should be, right? So I will say these three words, Jeet ka funda, and let's say in the classroom you raise your hands. When you raise your hands, they have to say funda. As simple as that. You have 4 lines. Jeet ka funda.
Funda. Funda.
Jeet ka funda.
Funda.
Jeet ka funda.
Funda.
Jeet ka funda.
Funda.
And you do this in the class, electrify, energize them. It will be chaotic. It will not be synchronous, but it is going to be fun. Okay. Now don't search for synchronicity. That will take 40 minutes only for these 4 lines to happen in one tone. So if they let everybody go mad, not a problem at all. Your voice should be loud enough. It's as simple as that. And then you say a beautiful story. That today we spoke about Main Hoon Kaun. Let me introduce the last person in this series of KMM in Main Hoon Kaun. See, in the last session, we don't have any big insight to give to the children per se. So this is what you will leave them with. One, your job is to ensure that they become KMM volunteers. Imagine out of 12,000 children, over a period of time, if 500 children become a part of KMM, we are talking about significant numbers. These children will travel all over. In Pune itself, there are about 1,000 schools. Today, we go to about 90 schools. So scope of our work is huge just in Pune. Then in Bangalore, then in Ahmedabad, then in Kolhapur, then in Sholapur, then in Mumbai. So the scope is huge. The quantum of work is huge. The more the volunteers, the more is the scope of work. We cannot transform our country with 10,000 impact or 12,000 impact. There are 8 crore children in class 9th and 10th in our school. 8 crore बच्चे हैं और हम 10,000 तक पहुंच रहे हैं. Now, if we have to reach to millions, then we need those number of volunteers. And who are the best volunteers? People who have benefited would be the best volunteers. And hence, take a few minutes to encourage them to become KMM volunteers and become warriors in the making of the nation. The Tatas, the house of Tatas, have a very simple philosophy, and their philosophy is, we are building the nation. Mahatma Gandhi would say that while many people are involved in the freedom of our country from Britishers, the house of Tatas is working towards the economic freedom of our country. That's what Mahatma Gandhi has said. So the house of Tatas always believe that we are building the nation. We are not building Tata Steel. We are not building Tata TCS. We are building the nation. Similarly, KMM is about building the nation. So you talk to the children about how their role is important is building the nation, and they can become nation builders by being part of KMM. And for Masti, have the KMM ka funda thing. And then you complete by saying, let me talk to you about another lovely woman. She spent the first 6 years of her life living in rural poverty. She was so poor that she often wore dresses made of potato sacks, for which the local children made a lot of fun of her. Can you imagine somebody being so poor, कपड़े नहीं है पहनने को, तो जिस पोते में भर के आलू आता है ना, that pota was used to make dress. So poor. At the age of 6, she started working as a maid. She was molested by her cousin, her uncle, and a family friend when she was just 9 years old. Visualize the mind of the child. Extremely poor. So poor that she is wearing dresses made of potato sacks, and all the children are making fun of her. And then physically, at the age of 9, a few people, like her own cousin, her own uncle, and a family friend, molest her. At the age of 10, she survived a brutal rape. At the age of 13, after years of abuse, she ran away from home. At the age of 14, she became pregnant, but her son died shortly after birth. Her mother stole her earnings. And when she found out, the mother decided to abandon her. After going through all this, she was nominated for the Best Actress in a Supporting Role in Oscars. She was called by CNN and Time magazine arguably the world's most powerful woman. Life magazine has named her as one of the 100 people who have changed the world. Some say her net worth is today about 30,000 crores. Her name? Oprah Winfrey. Oprah. If you look at her, she's not traditionally beautiful. She's not slim the way magazines would portray a great woman to be. But how she has created herself. In spite of this kind of a background, she's lived her life with rejections, molestation, rape, poverty. Her mother was stealing her money, and when she found out, mother left her and went. And after all this, to become one of the most powerful women in the world, Oprah Winfrey. So if you and me decide to go deeper into the forest without a sense of loss, you know what you and me can do? Our only limitations is ourselves. And you complete KMM 2022 by telling this to the kids. Your only limitation will be you. It's not your past. It's not your people. It does not matter how much I have. What really matters is what I do with what I have. And I am not what happens to me. I am what happens through me. I break me or I make me. Nobody else in the world. With this, you complete the session. And what I've said in the last 3-4 minutes is what I mean for all of you. Let nothing in the world limit you. And nobody in the world can limit you. Let nothing in the world control you, and nobody in the world can control you. You are not your past. You are your dreams. You are your boldness. You are, it does not matter how much I have. Let's create some miraculous results in our lifetime. Thank you so much for walking the path of KMM. Thank you for investing your time, energy, intentions, and your heart in students and the future of our country. I will be eternally grateful to each one of you. And I'll wait to see all of you on October 9th. Thank you so much, darlings. Love you all. Have a great week.